Hello, this is Calvin, and today we're going to focus on essays, formats, and types first. Now, I know we're not having class in person right now. That's why I'm doing these videos for you guys, so that way you can continue learning and continue to grow, and we can continue studying. Now, I don't know how long this is going to be going on. I think it's only going to be a week or two. We'll see when we go from there, okay? But for now, we're going to do these video essays, video work, and that way we can continue learning. I can continue to hear from you as well, so you can see my video, and then we're going to get the work for you, and then we'll go on, all right? So first things first, essays, formats, and types. Now, first of all, hopefully all of you know that are watching this video what an essay is. But if you don't, what is an essay? An essay is just a way to organize your writing into a larger format that's supposed to be easy to read, okay? So it starts out with the intro paragraph, all right? So with the intro paragraph, depending on what kind of essay you're going to do, you have a few things. You could have something called a hook. Now, what is a hook? Just like a fisher's hook, it catches something, right? So it's to catch the reader's attention. All right, so we're going to catch the reader, right? That's the idea of a hook. Something interesting, something shocking, something surprising. I don't expect you to be great at it right now. We haven't talked about it too much. We'll do more on specifically hooks another class, okay? But for now, if you include something that's interesting or exciting at the start of your essay, that's great. If you don't, we could just move on to the next part, the topic sentence. This is really just to say, hey, I'm going to be talking about this. It's kind of boring, that's why we have the hook, but it does the job, okay? That's fine. From there, after you talk about what you say you're going to talk about, you might want to break it down to the other parts that you're going to talk about. Because we're not just talking about one overall thing. We want to be more specific. So usually we have our leads next. Now what are leads? Well, that's just the 3 points. Usually it's 3 that you're going to talk about. It could be 2, right? It could be 4. Usually it's 3, and that's what usually your teacher wants. For some things, it'll be 2 for like agree, disagree essays kind of things. It can be 2 for positive or negative, pros and cons. We'll get into that later. All right, so usually it's 3 leads. Now, what are these for? Well, when we break up our big overall idea, like Calvin is great, right? So topic sentence might be Calvin is great, right? Yeah, I am. So then you have 3 points. Well, how is Calvin great? Well, you mentioned 3 things. He's funny, he's handsome, and he's really smart, right? Right. So that's how I would break up my points. I would mention them here. So Calvin is great. The 3 ways that Calvin are great, he's handsome, smart, and funny, right? So you did A. Here, let me use a different marker. It's dying, right? A, B, and C. Right? And for each of these bodies, you're kind of doing a very similar thing here, except it's just going to start with the topic sentence again, and then you're going to have your point and explain it, and then you could have another point and explain, and then your closing sentence. And you can do that for each point, okay? That way, it's very clear, easy to follow, right? And that's the essay idea, is that it's easy to follow for the reader. It's not about the writer. You know what you want to say in your head. That's not the important part. The important part is if somebody's reading it, do they know what you're saying? Is it easy for them to follow your ideas? A lot of students don't get that, and I think that's really important to say and you to think about, is that it's not for you. An essay. It's for somebody else, okay? So after all that, after you get A, B, and C, because I don't want to take up too much room, maybe it's only A and B, you have their conclusion. All right? Now, a conclusion, again, is the same as the introduction. That's what makes it really easy, I think. All right, but it's just in reverse. So you have your leads, right, and then you have your topic sentence, and then you have maybe an end hook. Now, you don't have to have that for now, okay? We'll, again, talk more about that later. But for this, your leads, just say them in a different way. So Calvin is hilarious, good looking, and really clever. I use different words. That's what you want to do when you have your leads. Just say them here in a different way. And that's why Calvin is so great. I hope you get to meet Calvin too, right? So anything to end it really nicely, okay? So that's the format of an essay. You can use this for everything, right? Now, there are slightly different formats and types of essays. Now, I'll be sending you guys an example sheet. It has only on here 3 different types. There's more, but these ones are some of the ones that you will end up doing very soon, either in your grade right now or in the future, if you haven't already done them. All right, so we have agree and disagree, which is quite common. We have opinion, multiple opinions, when there's other people's opinions. And we have cause and effect. Now, there's different kinds of causes and effect essays, all right? And I wanted to talk that a little bit more, right? So with cause and effect, you can also have cause and solution, which is quite different, actually, than cause and effect. A lot of people, you have to be very clear about what your teacher, or in the future, your boss, wants you to write about. So if it's cause and effect, what happened and what caused it to happen, right? It's usually the other way around when we talk about it, but cause and effect, right? Right? So with cause and solution, what's the problem, basically, and how do we fix it, right? And so for a lot of people, that has to be very clear. We don't want to concern ourselves with what's the results from the causes too much. We just want to say how to fix it. If you're doing a different type of essay, keep it very focused. That's another thing about an essay, is focus. When you're talking about cause and solution, just talk about the causes and the solutions. Not if you agree or disagree with them, unless it's asked for. Not if it's a cause and effect. We don't care about the effects in a cause-solution one, okay? So, because of that, for this essay, you're going to do, for homework, is you're going to have to do a little bit of research. But I have here, you've attended a conference to a global warming seminar, all right? So, the hot topic was air pollution and possible solutions to this issue. All right, so in here I have some notes about what you heard at the conference, right? What are the practical effects and solutions to the problem, right? Just one moment, my phone beeped. Right? Oh. All right. Sorry about that, my phone beeped. It's telling me it doesn't like me. All right, so what are some practical effects and solutions to this problem? Use of a renewable fuel and clean energy, eco-friendly transportation, and green building. So these are some practical solutions to the problem of air pollution and other issues of global warming and climate change. So some opinions expressed during the conference. Now, you don't have to use these if you haven't learned about quoting. I haven't talked about it yet with you guys, all right? So the best way to address this issue is to move away from fossil fuels. Hydrogen vehicles are still on expensive technology, but quite promising. And building and demolishing buildings must be carefully thought to diminish carbon footprints. All right, so you are going to write an essay discussing 2 solutions from above. So you only have A and B in this case, okay? So you don't need 3, right? You should explain which solution is the most effective, all right? So which one do you think is the better solution? And you may, if you wish, use opinions here, okay? You don't have to quote in this case. I'm giving you the option if you want to try. You can send that to me in my email, all right? And from there, we will continue with that. Now, I do have one more thing for you guys to work on. I have an article about a person that's probably been in the news a little bit, as Greta Thunberg. Now, she's a climate change activist. But I want you to read this article. There's something called the Greta Effect. All right? Read the article, and there is some activities I want you to work on with vocabulary or synonyms. All right? A little bit of reading comprehension, and from there, I think it'll give you a little bit better idea of some climate change issues, and you can think of your own solutions for this problem. So, again, your homework is to write an essay about problems and solutions, okay? Now, for others, I am also giving you this. Now, this is the article about agreeing and disagreeing essay, multiple opinion essay, and cause and effect essay. If I give this to you, that means you have to do it. And it has examples about what kind of essay you're doing. And then here is the type of essay I want you to practice your question on. So the first one might be, some methods used in advertising are unethical and unacceptable in today's society. To what extent do you agree with this view? So you can talk about agreeing or disagreeing or partly disagreeing or agreeing, right? And if you have problems, guess what? I've made it really simple because on the back I have an example answer essay, okay? And then I also have a comment, what they did well, okay? Now I don't expect for some of you to do 100% like this. This is just practice, okay? To get the format, the style right to how our organization is, okay? So try some of these, all right, for you. So for the rest of you, I want you to do this Greta Thunberg article and questions, and I want you to do the problem solution for climate change, specifically air pollution if you can, okay? All right, so thank you very much, and I'll see you next time.